Hey guys, I think I'm gonna have to, change it up. I was gonna do one video, but I guess I will do 4 separate ones because maybe it's just better that they're all separate readings. But they're all a part of this quad, right, of energy that I'm doing. There goes those stones again. We're still in the shadow phase. I'm trying not to get my mic to move too much. Okay, darlings, here is the next card, or the next bundle. We're gonna choose this leopard print. Is that what this is? Cheetah? Somebody correct me, darling, because I don't know. But this last one that I just did is super duper good. Okay, that message was loud and clear. Let's go to the next one, everyone. New beginnings, okay? This is Pluto. Starting a new life. Finding your purpose. A forgiving and compassionate review of the past. Wonderful. So this coincides with the last bundle that I did. That's turned over right next to the one we're doing now. This is Pluto, ruler of Scorpio. This is transformations through letting go of the control issues, like the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels card says here. Okay? Free yourself from that which you are bound by spiritually. Okay? You've definitely got to understand, right? Because 2 and 0 is reduced to a 2, and that's talking about understanding and revealing things to yourself through these understandings. Okay? Archangel Jeremiah, right? When you stand in front of your fear and your misconceptions, of what you thought to be, okay? And you get over the fact that you thought that you were in control and realize that control is overrated in terms of what you see yourself doing spiritually. You can't control your transformations. You can't stop something from happening that is meant to happen. This is a destiny card as well. You know what I mean? You have to let go of your old life so that you can step into the new phase of you. It's about development, right? What are the developments, okay? And how can you forgive your past? How can you atone to your past? You know what I mean? Atonement. It has something to do with hearing. What is your spirit telling you? Are you listening to it? Are you really grasping what it is to forgive yourself and to forgive someone else, and understand that God wasn't really trying to make you feel like you didn't have any other way to understand things? You know what I mean? It's kind of like you weren't alone, right? You were feeling alone, probably from a relationship. Obviously, this is a love reading, okay? You have transformed from a relationship. You are feeling renewed, okay? And there were some deep hurts and there was some pain that was involved with you healing, because this is a healing card, okay? Shadow work, definitely. Definitely a lot of effort. You know what I mean? And we can see these mountains in the foreground, and we see these boulders in the background. I mean, the boulders in the foreground, and the mountains are in the background. So this is saying that this was a lot of work, and there still is a lot of work. Sometimes forgiving people that we know that did us wrong is a lot of work, because we feel like, this is sort of like a revenge, a passive-aggressive card, wanting to get back at people, or just wanting people to understand, right? To understand what it is that's happening in the bigger scheme of things. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you think about the pettiness of what we go through, being hurt by things from our past and people that were really meant to transform us, and really isn't about them, it's more about us and how we respond to these things that are put in front of us, like I said, in life, that really make us feel weakened by the struggle, right? But then when you try to understand what it is that life is teaching you, right? out of that struggle, then you feel like renewed, right? Because you understand like why it was your destiny to go through something. But it's a lot of work to get to that understanding. This is like the second to last stage of spiritual enlightenment. Okay, so some of you are really being enlightened by this transformation that you're feeling. And Pluto is actually in Capricorn right now, which is the south node, and that's opposite the north node in Cancer, which is where we just had our eclipse energy. And Mars was there, and Mars is the co-ruler of Scorpio, right? Along with Pluto. Okay, so this has to do with doing something, actions based on what your understanding has developed into. You know what I mean? Really make a choice to let go and let God. All right, so let's look at the other card. Let's see what it says, because this is about transformations. Scorpio rules children. Children, your love life is being affected by children. So, you know, when I think children, I think Gemini, and I think the third house, you know, and I feel like there was a lot of childish behavior, you know what I mean? And there was some things that were immature. Maybe the relationship wasn't mature enough to stand the test of time, you know what I mean? Or maybe somebody got involved with someone and they had children. You know, I knew this card was going to come up. Like, I was cleaning my house today and I was just thinking about this card, and I was like, why am I thinking about this card? You know what I mean? So some of you guys might have had to leave someone because they got someone pregnant. You know what I mean? Or because you just couldn't deal with their children, you know? Or maybe they couldn't handle you having children. And, you know, your children are an extension of you, right? Pluto, okay? Scorpio, right? Mars, okay? Venus. And this has something to do with, you know, Pisces, definitely, because it's connected to the High Priestess being a 2 again, right? 202. And then it's also connected to the Fool, which is also talking about, you know, faith, opportunities in having faith and being optimistic about things. You know what I mean? And believing in something. Because if you don't believe in anything, then you'll never get past the points that you feel most challenged by in life. Okay? Anyway, children, right? Children have affected your love life. And it just, you know, sometimes it beats like that. You know, children are very karmic for people, and they're meant to teach them something in their life about themselves and their spirit, because we are in Leo season and Leo rules children. So this person could have been a Leo for some of you, right? They could have been a Scorpio for some of you. They could have been a Pisces for some of you, and they could have been a Taurus. You see what I'm saying? Right? Maybe even a Libra. Aquarius too, with that 0 there, representative of the Fool. Anyway, I'm not going to say any more because those were the only ones that I feel like are coming up for that card right there. Okay? I was going to say Gemini. Okay, they reminded me to say Gemini. So Gemini as well. Okay, definitely. And there might have been a dog involved, or 2. Maybe there were pets involved. Pets were probably affecting. You know, people's pets are definitely like their children. I definitely don't play about, you know, I had a pug with my ex, you know, for 10 years. My former lover, I don't know what to call him. And, you know, she was like my child. And I still call her my dog, even though she doesn't live with me. I haven't lived with her in like 4 years. Actually, I did for a little bit, but, you know, had to get real. All right. So now, some of you actually might want to get a pet now, or want to, you know, do something that's going to make you feel like you're nurturing something as a part of this transformation and, you know, remembrance of love of oneself. Okay, let's look at your soulmate card. All right, your soulmate card is saying, you, my beloved, are like a ray of golden sunshine. I breathe in your love and all my concerns melt away, and all that is left is pure joy. Thank you, my beloved soulmate. See, ray of golden sunshine, soulmate. I talked about children being karmic. Pets are very karmic too because, dogs especially are a sign of logos, right? That's God. And dogs are very spiritual because you're communicating with them. It's very nonverbal, right? Which is very like Pisces and Gemini energy, right? Children, like I said. And they can do no wrong, right? And your pets are gonna love you unconditionally. So if some of you are out there and you feel like you want a pet and you can, afford financially and time wise and effort and energy wise to have one, right? And you're responsible, then I think that you might deserve to have that, right? And then also, it's kind of like when you forgive yourself and you forgive others, then you become closer to meeting that person that actually is your soulmate. You know what I mean? If there is a person that's out there to be your soulmate, because sometimes you just have to live your life and then let destiny, like I said, do its thing. Okay? All right. Thank you. And that was for that bundle.